Oh, hello, all you YouTubers. My name's Mac McQuaid, and I live in western Montana. I live off the grid voluntarily, and I have a fair-sized shop, about 40 by 40, I guess. And I needed a way to heat my shop that didn't require wood. I've burned wood for a long time, but I got my dog talking to me. Anyway, I decided I need to build something that could use other than wood. Well, I make biodiesel out of used French fry oil that I get around town. And I usually have extra oil. So this burner I'm going to show you, I'm burning used vegetable oil in it. It could easily use transmission fluid or used engine oil. But I found using used engine oil, you get a lot of residue left over from the burn, and it's difficult to clean up and so forth. So I prefer to burn vegetable oil. So that's what this video is going to be about, to show you my homemade burner, which you can hear burning in the background there. Works really, really well. Very pleased with it. If you have small children, it's not recommended because it gets very hot. If you're not careful, you can get hurt with this system because it does get hot. So I'm not recommending it to anybody. I'm just showing you what I do. And if you choose to use some of my ideas, you're more than welcome to them. So I'll get on and show you how the system works. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like this, and I'll do some more stuff. I'm always doing things. I'm kind of a inventor and tinkerer and so forth. Got a small machine shop, so anyway, subscribe if you're interested. Give me a thumbs up, and here we go. Well, I'll show you my procedure for lighting this burner. First off, down there in that stainless steel pot, you see all these nuts and bolts? Well, that's really critical. That helps maintain the heat in between cycles, as you'll see in a little bit. So, I normally just get a little handful of wood shavings, kind of like this. And I'll just put those in the pot there. Then I've got about a cup of biodiesel. You could use regular diesel or whatever. Pour some of that in there. Now I've got just a piece of paper towel. And we'll give her a light here. That's about all it's going to take to get this started. Yeah, push that back in a little bit so I leave a little bit of an air gap there. Seems to help the combustion some. So when it's going about like that, and I'll go over to my fuel valve here and I'll turn it on. I check the oil flow. You can see it coming out of that pipe down into my funnel. So I'll know I'll have enough oil flow. I'll increase that just a hair. Now I'm going to shut this valve off again. We've got, because I've got plenty of biodiesel in the stainless steel pot there to get the burner warmed up. Now it'll take a while, oh maybe 5 minutes or so for that to get hot enough. But about this time normally I'll turn on my blower. I've just got it on a little power strip here. You can hear how that fire kicked up right away. So it'll take a few minutes there till it burns off that initial biodiesel in the stainless steel pot, and then I'll turn on that main fuel valve. See if I can zoom in on that a little bit. Now that red fuel valve, I'll turn that on. That'll put oil coming down through that funnel and into the burn chamber. Okay, this is my fuel system. That tank there holds the whatever oil you're burning. That little tube you see standing up is just a level indicator. And below that, you see that black outfit. That's a motorized valve, 12-volt valve. So the fuel comes out of this tank, down through that valve, follows this hose down, and you'll see there's two handles down there. There's a red handle, and then there's a blue handle. The red handle is a shut-off. It'll shut off the total oil supply. The blue handle regulates the amount of oil that comes out that pipe there that drips into that funnel, which goes down that tube, supplies oil into the burner. This system requires some air, combustion air. What I've used is a little squirrel cage blower. I 3D printed an adapter to go from the blower to 1-inch pipe. Then there's a valve that'll regulate the amount of air that's going in. You can open that valve to bypass some of the air. Then it goes into that elbow and that pipe and shoots down into the burn chamber. Now, that's a stainless steel pot on the bottom. And that's a brake rotor out of a car. Then that's some 5-inch pipe that, as you can see, gets really, really hot. That pot sits in a little frame that is made out of 1-inch square tubing. It could be anything, but you can slide that pot in and out on those rails. Now the whole thing, that pipe is going into a wood burning stove that I built a few years ago. And the only reason it's going into there is I needed a way to vent it outside, and there's a nice long chimney that goes up, so it's got plenty of draft. Now in order to make this whole system where you don't have to watch it continually, I needed some sort of a method to regulate the fuel supply. So one day a friend of mine was here, and we were turning the fuel on and then turning it off manually, and that worked pretty well. So I thought there's got to be a way to do that automatically. So this little thermostat unit you see there with the red numbers on it, I bought it off of eBay for about 15 bucks, I think. And it has a high and a low side where it'll turn on and turn off a relay. And you can set a differential on it. So I've got it set right now. I think I've got it set at about 140 degrees. You see that red light up on the upper left-hand corner? That indicates that the relay is turned off. Now that relay controls this little 12-volt motorized valve that I showed you before. So that 161 degrees it's showing right now is coming from this sensor that I've got paper clipped onto that license plate. Now I had it closer before towards the center, and it just got too darn hot because my thermostat operates below 212 degrees. So I've got it set at about 140 degrees, I believe. So when this, you can see that pipe is cooling down now because the oil is shut off. When this temperature gets down to 140 degrees, that's the threshold. Then when it drops down to 139 degrees, the light will go off. When it goes down to 138 degrees, another light on the bottom will turn on, indicating that it's closed the relay, which in turn operates the valve, opens that valve, which is, by the way, a 12-volt valve, which will allow oil to flow through this pipe, down into the funnel, down into the burn chamber. So while we're waiting for that temperature to drop down, you see now it's at 150 degrees, 149. I used to burn wood in this stove, and it works very well. It's lined with fire brick, but I was going through a lot of wood. Well, I make biodiesel, so I get a good supply of used French fry oil, and that's what I'm burning in the stove right now, is used French fry oil. You see that temperature's dropping down. And it burns really well. Let me show you that pipe. See, that pipe is not red anymore. Okay, now it's at 139 degrees. Did you hear that valve open? So now the light is on the bottom, shows that the relay is closed, opening the valve, and you can see there's oil flowing now out of that pipe down into the burn chamber. Now when the temperature rises, signaling the thermocouple there, or that's not the right word, anyway, that pickup, when temperature gets high enough to where this temperature rises up to 141, it'll close the valve and it'll start another cycle. Now you see there's a gallon can there that I've got plumbed into this system. At one time I used to run biodiesel in there to get the burner started, and because I had an internal burner inside of the stove, and it worked well, but it was a pain in the neck to get to, and I really like this system because it's easy to maintain, easy to watch, puts out a heck of a lot of heat. You see that pipe is heating up again now. I just shut off the oil. You see it's at 143 degrees. The light's in the upper left corner indicating that the valve is closed. And we just started another cycle. So there again is my oil reservoir showing the level that's in the reservoir. Goes down through that piping, the valving, down into the burn chamber. The blower feeds combustion area, and it'll just cycle back and forth like that. As long as you keep oil in it and you keep clean oil, you can't have chunks and crud in the oil or it'll plug everything up and it quits working properly. So pretty crude, but it works. That's why I've got this screen set up here, an old colander with some nylon mesh screen in it to get the chunks out of the oil. And this is how I get my oil. Comes in 5-gallon containers like this. And I just leave it sitting there to get a little bit warm so it's ready to go. Anyway, that's kind of the story how this works. It works really well. Top of the stove will get, I don't remember, around 500 degrees when it's been working for a while. Anyway, that's how it works, and it's been working great for a couple of months now, so I thought I'd share some of this information with those on YouTube, anybody that's interested in this kind of a setup.